Welcome to Yoga Bossa, a blend of yoga and music that I sincerely hope you will enjoy. Hello everyone, one more time welcome to Yoga Bossa. This is a channel of yoga and bossa nova, yoga and music, as the title very clearly states, right? And it's such a pleasure to be doing this at this moment in my life that I really appreciate you spending some time to check out what I can contribute with, hopefully. So this is the very first show in English. This has a little bit of a story behind. I originally imagined this channel in Portuguese. I'm Brazilian, but I live, work, play, teach in the US. I'm here in warm Florida, Miami. So the original idea was to do this channel in Portuguese so I could share some yoga teachings with my folks back home. But yeah, you know, life is whatever happens while we're busy making plans, right? This was the idea. This idea doesn't seem to work as well as I thought, because I have my students here, I have lots of friends that do not speak, you know, my native language naturally. So they have been requesting me to do it in English. It's a pleasure for me and it's an honor. That's the story about a bilingual channel. I'm not even sure how that's gonna work, but we'll find out as we go, right? So thanks again for just taking your time to check me out. A little bit of my story for you guys. I'll be brief, I promise, okay? I got here in 1993, and even back in the day I was looking for a place to practice some yoga. There was hardly anywhere to go and practice yoga in Miami. If I can remember well, there was somewhere deep down south, like an hour away from my home, and it was just not worth it. So I kept doing my little poses and my little things, my little pranayamas, every time I could, at home, at the park, at the beach. I taught a lot of people little things, how to stand on their heads. It was very amusing back, 20 some years ago. All my friends loved that. And I taught a lot of people how to meditate as well. I've been meditating since 92. So when I got here, it was still a new thing for me, but I kept at it, and I've been doing it daily since then. And between you and I, it's a lifesaver. It's amazing. So I will definitely include some meditation, some practices where we will basically be meditating. There are several ways of meditating, of course, I know that, but my line is the one called TM, Transcendental Meditation, and it totally saved my life, especially in certain periods of my life where I could not sleep well. I was like a big time insomniac, being a musician, which is the other occupation and the main occupation for many decades. When I say main, it's basically because it was the breadwinner, the 80% breadwinner. I didn't start teaching yoga till 3 years ago, approximately. It's going to be 4 now. But all of a sudden, I felt the call. At some point, I really felt like I could contribute. I've been practicing since the early 80s, different countries. I started in Brazil. Actually, my first contact was in Brazil back in the 70s. Then I moved to Europe. I was practicing there. I had the chance to find a really, really awesome teacher. I was learning stuff that now I see it was advanced, like Naulis, the abdominal massages and some crazy breathing techniques. They are still advanced to this day. It was amazing to just being able to keep those things in my life somehow. Why am I telling you this? Because first, I think you should know a little bit about me, or maybe you're just curious, or maybe I just want to talk, I don't know. Today we'll have more of a yoga conversation than of a yoga class. I'll talk about one of the most important things in yoga, the breath. Okay? So that's going to be the main subject of our conversation today. The way I look at yoga is it's a technology. When I say that, people get a little puzzled. They look me a little like, technology, yoga, right? It seems like the two words don't go well together. But for me, that's exactly what it is. It's a technology, an amazing one, by the way, that has so many sides and aspects, so many layers to it. It's such an amazing science that I even have this crazy thoughts in my head that some 5,000 years ago, these guys are hanging out in some mountain up there in the Himalayas. There comes this flying saucer full of amazingly advanced creatures, beams of light. They came in, said, "Hey, guys, gather up. We will teach you some really cool stuff here. So pay attention." I don't know, I always think about yoga like that, coming from another planet where people knew so much. Because it's so complete. It's so encompassing, so boldly embracing that I really always get puzzled when I think about the origins of yoga. Having said that, I believe the first thing this ETs talked about to these guys up there in the Himalaya caves was the breath. And when they talked about the breath, they taught them some really important things. Yoga is also a journey. It's not a destination. I don't think there's such thing as a destination when we do or dedicate our time, energy, and attention to any kind of discipline in life, it's always a process, and we have to enjoy the process. It's like music. I've been teaching guitar for a long time, and often I get the question, hey, how long will it take for me to be able to play well? And I'm like, I don't know, it's different for everybody. It depends on so many variables. And again, it's a journey. So the important thing is to not rush to get anywhere. Yoga is not like Amsterdam. You don't get a plane and get to Yoga Land, right? You never get there. And that's the beauty of it. We never get anywhere. We are always reaching out for something. And even if we get close to our destination, we know deep inside that there's another little place to visit within that destination. So that's yoga. It's a beautiful science that I hope becomes part of your life. It's a lifestyle. It'll change so many things slowly but thoroughly. So I hope you enjoy this journey together. It's a beautiful journey to a more blissful life, for sure. The sun came out. Beautiful. One more thing before we start our little practice for today is that I would strongly advise to create a little space for yoga at your apartment, your house. You don't need much. You see, like a little space where you can lay down a yoga mat. I have a couple sitting tools here. I'll go through them quickly so you can, maybe if you don't have anything yet, you can shop for the right tool for you, okay? But it's very important to create a little space where everything is ready. So you don't have to be thinking too much about, oh my God, I have to unroll the mat, and I gotta get the blocks, I gotta do this, gotta do that. Some sitting possibilities are blocks. You have them in foam, cork. This is lighter, this is sturdier. This is a really good one, by the way. This is good too if you just want to maybe, throw it in a backpack, go to the park and do something, and you don't have too much space or don't want to carry around too much weight. There's this that I bought in my hometown, Rio, which is pretty neat. You can actually sit over here, place your legs facing the back, facing the wall in this case. So you would be kneeling, but you would have a support here. Or you can just sit and cross your legs in front of it. There's this neat one that I brought from India, which is really interesting because you have this flat level, but if you fold it, now you have a double cushion, double height. And the one that I'm using, which is bolster. Bolster is like a big pillow. You have all these beautiful options, and I'm sure nowadays you have probably more to choose from. Now that you have your space, that you have your sitting device, you can sit on, I used to use those phone lists or the yellow pages. They used to be so thick that just a couple of them together would be like, oh wow, you have a whole bench here. Now that we have everything that we need, sit in the most comfortable position that you can. This is called Sukhasana, by the way. Every name of yoga poses has the word asana because asana means posture or pose. This is supposedly easy pose. Sukha, easy, asana, pose. I know it's not that easy for a lot of people, so if you need to stretch your legs like this, as long as you keep the spine tall and the legs are somehow relaxed, if you need to to support them somehow, whatever you can do. By the way, this is also a rule in yoga. You always have to be careful, always respect your body, honor your limitations. The body changes daily and hourly, actually. Always feel things out. Just don't do things because you're supposed to do this or that. Feel your body out and then go for the best possible variation at a given moment. Okay, just remember that. Let's sit really tall. Beautiful. Just sitting here, stopping for a second, getting away from your computer, from the news, from the worries, from the obligations. Just sitting tall, head over heart, over hips. Very simple thing to do. Feeling the calmness of the moment. I'm using my hands in a little mudra, yen mudra, which is just creating this ring between index finger and thumb. So the energy, instead of dissipating, getting out of the body, just rotates, circulates back to your body. Mudra means gesture in Sanskrit, and they are usually inducive gestures created for meditation, for keeping the flow of energy under control, like I said. Let's start the breathing process. We always, almost always, basically always, use the nostrils for breathing in yoga. The mouth is not exactly a breathing organ, right? So let's practice breathing through the nostrils. Mouth is shut, teeth are touching, but relaxed. Same with the lips. Shoulders are relaxed, okay? Everything's relaxed. The only thing we will be using is the diaphragm. The diaphragm is like an umbrella almost that sits right underneath the lower lobes of your lungs, where most of the alveoli are concentrated. So as we expand the diaphragm, the upper walls of it kind of push and expands the lower portions of your lobes, of your lung lobes. And that's what makes it highly effective, okay? Let's do something so you can feel it and understand it a little better, because the truth is most people do not really know how to breathe. So right hand right above your navel, left hand right above your right hand. As we take air in through the nostrils, we create space and inflate the diaphragm. Can you see I'm exaggerating here with my right hand? As you exhale, the navel goes towards the back, the air out. Inhaling, expanding, opening up space in your body for the air that's coming in. Exhaling, navel presses in slightly, and you start to expel the air. The belly becomes a little hollow at this point, or a lot hollow, depending on how used you are, how used to this kind of breathing, of course, right? I hope you can see that nothing actually happens with this left hand. I just put it here as a reference. So you see the right hand goes out and then gets sucked in, but the left hand, nothing really happens with it. We will not be using it anytime soon. Okay? These are the basics of diaphragmatic breathing. Just doing this for a few minutes during your day, or anytime actually. Just doing this has amazingly beautiful, calming, soothing effects on your nervous system. You can keep your hands where they are, right and left, or just get back to the mudras, whatever feels good, right to you. You can close your eyes or keep them open. So we have inhalation and exhalation. We will talk about a third aspect of the respiratory process, which is retention, called kumbhaka in Sanskrit. Especially now in times of COVID-19, let's play with it a little bit. So we do a variation of what we're doing. I'll bring my hands back here so you guys can see a little better and I can demonstrate a little better. Okay. So as we inhale, expansion. Let's hold the air. 2, 3. Exhale. Compression. 2, 3. And let's hold the air out for 2, 3. Inhaling. Expanding, creating space for 2, 3. Holding. Everything's full. 2, 3. Exhaling. Get rid of all the air you can. Let's hold it out. 2, 3. Inhaling. 2, 3. Holding. 2, 3. Exhaling. 2, 3. Holding. 2, 3. Inhale. 2, 3. Yes. Holding. 2, 3. Exhaling. Completely make your belly hollow. hold it out for 2, 3. I'm exaggerating everything here, every motion, but just so you guys see the process. It's simple, but it takes a little bit of time getting used to it. A couple more times. Inhaling for 2, 3. Holding. 2, 3. Exhaling. 2, 3. Holding out. 2, 3. Inhaling. 2, 3. Holding. 2, 3. Exhaling. 2, 3. Holding out. 2, 3. Back to the first pattern of breathing. Just breathing in, breathing out. You see that everything is relaxed. My face is relaxed, my jaws, my shoulders, everything that's not being used. And honestly, nothing is being used but your diaphragm. So your belly acts as a pump. That's the correct way to do it. And this is the most effective way to bring in prana into our bodies. What is prana? I'm sure you heard the word. It's been out there lately. Well, it's supposedly everywhere. Prana is this magic, invisible, vital energy that's supposedly in every animate or inanimate thing on earth. And the breathing process is the one that actually brings prana inside our body. You probably also heard the word pranayama, which means, well, prana, vital energy, ayama, expansion or extension. So it's the study of the extension and expansion of the breathing process and possibilities. We'll definitely dive into it a little later on in the classes. It's one of my favorite subjects, for sure. It's amazing all we can do with the breath and all that the breath can do for us. Okay. So before we wrap things up today, I'd like to ask you to just practice this. Every day, just stop whatever you're doing, get out of the computer, close your eyes, sit on your little yoga island, grab your favorite sitting device. The effects are so amazing. It's just so calming and soothing just to stop and do this for a little bit. You start reaping the benefits of yoga right away. And we didn't even do much yet. But this is the main thing to consider when starting a yoga practice. The breath is supposed to be the common thread of every yoga practice. The breath controls the asanas, the poses, not the other way around. If you got this today, you did amazing. And I'm sure you we enjoyed just stopping, a few times a day maybe. Take a few minutes for yourself. Take care of yourself in these times. With the retention, you can actually play around with this a little more. Today I did just 3-3-3-3, which is 1-1, the ratio, but you can play with different ratios. We'll do it, but you can do it by yourself too. Just, for example, breathe in for 2 and hold for 4. Breathe out for 2, hold for 4. So now we have a 1-2 ratio. Just play a little bit, explore. Yoga is about exploration. It's a journey to a more peaceful and blissful life. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. And if you did, please subscribe, share with your friends, leave a comment, and I would love to see you back here at Yoga Bossa. Namaste.